Welcome to our Payment Assistant Program webinar. My name is Sarah Pena, Director of External Affairs for the Northern Region of New Jersey. At this time, I would like to introduce Paul Drake, the Passaic County Regional Public Affairs Manager, who many of you may already know and will agree with me when I say does an excellent job throughout the county. Our regional public affairs team serves as the liaisons with elected officials and key community stakeholders within the municipalities. If we have any RPA managers on, please just put your name and what area you cover into the chat. That'd be great. I also like to recognize our Bergen County Senior RPA, Dave Hollenbeck, who is also joining us today. At PSE&G, we work extremely hard to keep energy costs as low and as manageable as possible. We recognize many of our customers struggling to pay bills with the current economic state. PSE&G is powering a future where people use less energy and it's cleaner, safer, and delivered more reliably than ever. This webinar is designed to assist you to gain further knowledge on the payment assistance programs offered by PSE&G. We appreciate the partnerships and look forward to working with each of you. We know that you will share this valuable information with others within your county and, most importantly, with your constituents. These programs truly have made an impact in the communities we all serve. You will also receive this presentation via email, and we ask that all of your questions be put in the chat. Now on to my director's report. As of September 9th, my apologies, BPU approved PSE&G's filing, which will take effect on October 1st of this year. The 23.5% rate increase responds to the 200% increase in natural gas prices. In doing this, the BPU acknowledges and accepts the increased gas supply cost. These next two slides you will see, I am just taking some key points from it, but it goes into detail about what I am speaking to. And you will have an opportunity to review the information when we send it to you in much more detail. But I'm just picking some of the key points that I wanted to share with you today. In addition to what I just shared, every utility in New Jersey has also filed for a rate increase due to the increased gas supply cost. Despite these increases, PSE&G's gas bills will still remain the lowest in the state, and rates are still lower than they were in the mid-2000s. The impact on a residential PSE&G customer using 100 therms per month during the winter months can average between $24 to $25. And at this time, I'd just like to also point on this slide that we have a website to find more energy saving tips, tools, and resources to help you reduce your energy cost. So I would like to take this opportunity to also give thanks to Christy Barone, who's the Manager of Payment Assistant Outreach, Rosa Pagnilla Lopez, Payment Assistant Outreach Lead, and Lilia Diaz, Payment Assistant Outreach Coordinator, who I will now turn the program over to. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope you'll take some valuable points, and please feel free to put all of your questions in the chat.
Hello, everyone. My name is Christy Barone. I am the manager of Payment Assistance Outreach and Collections for PSE&G. So I'm here to talk to you a little bit about how payment assistance has been helping the customers in Passaic County and what's going on with PSE&G's collection process. So it's a little bit of both. First slide, please. Okay, so back in February, we started tracking our accounts receivable by county. The reason we did this is because of the American Rescue Plan that came out. Those funds started being distributed in February. That program was specifically designed to help customers wipe out their arrears, so they basically could start anew, start paying their current bills, and not have to worry about like this a large debt. People were getting grants up to $13,000 to really help with those accounts. And what we had noticed is during the pandemic, our accounts receivable basically tripled from what was typical for us as a company. And unfortunately, we have in Passaic County, we had 11,000 customers receive $18 million in assistance from that specific program. But overall, as a company, what we have noticed is about 50% of the people who got large grants under ARP have already are already more than 60 days delinquent. They're not paying their current bills. So that is a concern for us. And you can see how the volumes of accounts and the number of dollars that are owed in Passaic County have dropped slightly, but with the amount of money that's coming in through traditional assistance programs and with the amount of money that's come in through ARP, we would have expected that to drop a lot faster. So what does that mean? It means that there are customers who are going to be eligible for shutoff. We've worked really hard to partner with DCA to find out what are the statuses of people who've applied for assistance. If a customer is actively working with DCA where they haven't gotten funding yet, then we will continue to protect their account. But however, what we know statewide that's going on is a very large percentage, more than 50% of customers who are starting applications are not completing applications. And therefore, we may be protecting them, but that doesn't mean they're getting any money. So at some point, at this point, PSE&G, if a lock that was on the account has expired and that customer is delinquent, they are going to be eligible for shutoff by our field collection staff. Therefore, it's really important for customers to, if they have put in an application and they have not received a grant yet, it's really up to them to follow up to make sure they are figuring out, is there something that they are still missing in the way of paperwork? But that's kind of what's going on. I wish that we had some better news in the sense that that the AR was dropping faster than it was, faster than it is, I should say. But anything that we can do to get the word out that customers can continue to apply for assistance. Fresh Start is still out there. We have these expanded income guidelines for another year. That is all designed to help customers. If customers are not approved for a program, then they can work with us on deferred payment arrangements. The way we are handling deferred payment arrangements right now is we are definitely giving longer terms because customers' bills are just way higher than they've ever been in the past. That being said, every customer has an individual unique circumstance. If they've had return payments or they've had other payment arrangements that have broken, then that creates a bit of a problem when it comes to negotiating. But for a customer who just has had these bills and now they're trying to figure out how to resolve them, they can get a DPA for really for 24 months with very little money down. And if they haven't had any DPAs in the last year, they can definitely get a DPA with $0 down. If a customer is turned off, we will, if they've applied for assistance, we are required to turn them back on for $0 down, but they have to put in that application. They have to provide proof that they've put in the application, or they're just going to get shut off again. So that is the where we are right now. But the assistance programs, PSE&G has worked on a multimedia campaign over the last year and a half to help educate customers on assistance programs that are out there. We've had 2 quarters in a row where we've surveyed our customers, and approximately 70% of the customers surveyed say they know that they've received assistance information from PSE&G, which is great because there is a perception that all folks who are low income do not pay their bills, and that is absolutely false. Many low-income customers pay their bills. They pay them on time every month, and they're making decisions that they may not have to make if they were in fact aware of programs and applied for them. So we really hope that this education process has helped some of those customers who in the past would have just said, listen, I'm trying to make decisions on my bills every month, and even though they qualified for assistance, never even knew to put in an application. So thank you very much for your time, and I think Rose is next, right?
Yes. Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you, Christy. My name is Rosa Pagnell Lopez, and since 1999, believe it or not, I have been part of the PSE&G Payment Assistance Outreach Team. Just recently, I just became the process lead for the department and looking forward in making changes or updating or revamping some of the stuff that Chrissy has indicated that we've been doing throughout these years. We have been a very small group, only 3 full-time employees, but since February 2022, we had few other employees join our team. And you're going to hear from one of them, Lilia Diaz, in a few minutes. We work very closely with many communities and internal partners. In the past 4 years, we have a community outreach, done many community and internal outreach events. This team that we just hired recently, the last 4 years, has been distributing energy assistance information packets to food pantries and to kitchens. In 2022, more than 9,000 application packets have been distributed to those in need. From the very north of our service territory to the south, there are many diverse challenges, but 2 of the hardest to reach groups are seniors and those whose primary language is not English. New Jersey has 4 seasons. As a dual service company, we see customers impacted not only by high heating costs in the winter, but also by cooling costs at summer peaks. There are many households that are in new to need. For the past 2 years, since the pandemic started, we have seen households reaching out to us for the first time for assistance with their PSE&G bill and have no idea where to apply. At PSE&G, our outreach tries to meet our customer needs in 4 ways: through education, promotion, partnership, and advocacy. Our education outreach used to start with the statewide energy assistance conferences for social services providers. The timing for the conference coincided with the startup of the low-income home energy assistance program that you're going to hear about, October 1st. However, due to the pandemic, we moved from in-person to webinars and have conducted several webinars for customers and social services professionals in partnership with the local intake agencies. The topics included the several energy assistance programs that you're going to hear about today, and the credit and collection message that was also covered today by my manager, Chrissy Barone. In New Jersey, we have a moratorium on service interruption that for customers that participate in the low-income programs from November 15 to March 15. One of the messages we emphasize is the consequences of client not paying anything towards the bills during that protection. Due to the pandemic, as you heard from our manager, PSE&G has been protecting residential customers for disconnection and have been sharing energy assistance information in many ways. However, now, as you heard, customers need to provide proof that they apply in order for them to receive some type of protection. Internally, our outreach team takes advantage of every opportunity to educate our own employees about energy assistance programs. In this tough pandemic period, there isn't anyone that doesn't know a family in trouble. We encourage our employees to share energy assistance information with their houses of worship and community organization. Our payment assistance team takes every opportunity to share information that can help our customers. There are millions of customer touch points each year. Most of the information we provide is bilingual. Almost 21.5% of New Jersey households identify themselves as Latino, and in some of our urban centers, the percentage is much higher. Our website, pseg.com/help or pseg.com/ayuda in Spanish, is fully bilingual and maintains links to all available energy assistance programs. We include our website in all communications and all our service interruption notices on customer bills. We had over 200,000 hits so far this year. Click on our website and you can see our outreach video. We have posted the video on YouTube. They are very informative videos and in both English and Spanish. And we just received recently the new income levels for starting October 1st. And we'll also be updating all our materials soon on the web. PSE&G has 16 walk-in customer service centers in our urban centers. Some of our centers are used by the local intake agencies as a satellite site. Customers can visit a center and discuss their bill, make a payment, find out about energy assistance, pick up an application, and visit an on-site intake agencies all in one stop. Our payment assistance outreach team trains each season 800 or more contact customer representative, turning them into our outreach representative during the heating season. We provide information on programs and suggestions on how to identify which program might fit better our customers. For our customers, we make sure that the representative have the latest program information, contact phone number, and we can mail application directly to customers if they're homebound. Our state and federal affairs departments have newsletters and communications they share with mayors and local governmental offices. Through their newsletter, they also share our energy assistance information. Thank you for that. Our media people manage our press release information, and we make sure they have energy assistance update handy. There are several different groups we do individual presentations: food stamp workers or SNAP, housing organization helping with foreclosure, group like our Department of Youth and Family Services, and so on. In addition, we attend monthly Community Network Association meetings in Essex, Passaic, Bergen, and others. All work with families in need and can share the PAO payment assistance outreach programs with their client. The last piece of outreach plan is our advocacy. Each year, we join Washington, D.C. office to lobby for full funding of the LIHEAP program. We prepare information and we visit the congressional offices to ensure that they continue supporting, as they have, the full funding for the LIHEAP program. Our New Jersey Board of Public Utility have been a partner with New Jersey in energy assistance. PSE&G, along with other utilities, had the opportunity to assist in the development of the New Jersey Universal Service Fund program that you're going to hear more about soon, and recently working with the creation of the new Customer Bill of Rights, among many other initiatives. Now, I would like to turn this presentation over to our newest outreach specialist, Ms. Lilia Diaz, that will be discussing the 5 energy assistance program available statewide and the American Rescue Plan funding available to those affected by the pandemic. The ARP, or the American Rescue Plan application funds, are administered by the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs Housing Resource Unit and will be available on a first-come, first-served basis until they are exhausted. Please be free to submit your questions on the Q&A or the chat on the bottom of your screen. We will have time at the end of this presentation to respond to your questions. However, if you have any additional questions about these programs, feel free to reach out to us at pao@pseg.com. Again, do not forget to visit our website, pseg.com/help or pseg.com/ayuda for programs updates, application online links to download an application, and much more. Thank you for attending, and we hope you find this information beneficial to you and your clients. Thanks again, and without any further ado, I turn it over to Lilia Diaz. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Rosa. Once again, my name is Lilia Diaz. I'm PSE&G Payment Assistant Outreach Specialist. My goal today is to give you a brief outlook of New Jersey payment assistance programs, their eligibility requirements, and how a constituent can apply. And then also give you a brief tips on fraudulent calls and visits and emails that we're getting. First, a disclaimer. Sorry, as we are aware, we're having issues today with Zoom. Disclaimer. The energy programs discussed today are available to qualifying residential customers for PSE&G. This does not PSE&G does not administer payment assistance programs. Again, these are just residential programs. For more information about these programs, you can always visit our website at pseg.com/help and pseg.com/ayuda in Spanish. The first program I'm going to discuss with you today is the American Rescue Plan. The American Rescue Plan is a temporary federal relief available to New Jersey households that provides forgiveness of certain overdue electric and gas balances up to $13,000. Benefits will be broken down to up to $8,000 for gas and up to $8,000 for electric accounts. This program is available to low to moderate income households. For example, a household of 3 that earns no more than a monthly income of $7,677 can apply and potentially be granted an award if eligible. The application process is very simple. You can call DCA, again, the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs, to apply at 844-930-1778, or visit our website at pseg.com/energy assistance to be redirected to the New Jersey DCA resource portal. This application, again, is just available via the phone or this website. The intake agencies are unable to assist with that currently. ARP will be extended until further notice, as Rosa indicated. The expected expiration date was scheduled for September 30th, but we have just received notification that it will be extended until funds are exhausted or further notice. The Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program helps New Jersey households pay for heating costs. A credit and an eligible household will receive a credit to their PSE&G bill for their heating costs. So if they heat with electric, or they heat with gas, they're able to get a credit. For those tenants who have heat included in their rent but are non-subsidized or otherwise do not receive a Section 8 voucher, will get a check issued. Household size and income determine the benefit. And I want to be clear, with the light heat program, families do not have to have a past due balance. They can apply as long as the application season is available. Light heat also has some supplemental benefits, such as the cooling benefit. A physician's notice is required to determine the need by the doctor for one of the household members at least. This is not to be confused with PSE&G's critical care application that is for life-sustaining machines. This is just a cooling benefit for those who have a medical diagnosis and a need for air conditioning during the summertime due to their medical needs. Emergency assistance. Light heat benefit has an emergency assistance benefit. For oil heat, it begins November 15th. Applicants must be already approved for the program in order to receive the benefit. As Rosa mentioned about the winter moratorium, after March 16th, the day after the moratorium ends, begins the gas and electric heating account emergency assistance. Applicants who are eligible for light heat can apply for emergency assistance. Income limits. The income limits for the light heat program and a household size of 3 is $5,596. These are the updated income levels that begin October 1st. The application term for LIHEAP is annual, October 1st through June 30th. Applicants can apply at intake agencies, or they can call 1-800-510-3102 or visit PSEG.com/energy assistance to be redirected to the DCA portal. Sorry. The Universal Service Fund. The Universal Service Fund is a state-funded program providing monthly credit to New Jersey households for electric and gas costs in total. Benefits are based on consumption and income. Customers can get up to $5 to $180 credit on each utility. So to be clear, they can get $5 to $180 credit on their electricity account, or they can get $5 to $180 to their gas account. Since this is based on consumption, there's a credit for both. Fresh Start. Fresh Start is a program under the USF that has been expanded due to the pandemic and to the need that we're facing right now as a nation and high costs. The Fresh Start program, if a USF applicant is past due over $60 or more, they are auto-enrolled in Fresh Start. This will forgive past due balances. The applicant must pay their monthly charge for 12 months and their debt will be forgiven. This program is available to applicants from as of November 2021 through September 2023. If a customer moves, they must recalculate their benefit for two reasons. Again, the Universal Service Fund is based on consumption. So a new place of living means a new consumption rate. That also will mean that they will need to recalculate their Fresh Start benefit. They can contact PSE&G to do their recalculation, or they may need to visit an agency to reapply for their USF, depending if they move out of the region. Income limits for USF for household size of 3 is $7,677. I will be sharing more about incomes and eligibility documents at the end, so that you'll be able to see more of the income guidelines. The application for USF is done at the same time as the LIHEAP application. So it's one application for LIHEAP and USF. And applicants can use the same application to apply for the New Jersey Weatherization Assistance Program if they are interested. The next program I'm going to talk to you about is PAGE. PAGE is the Payment Assistance Gas and Electric Program. It is a state-funded financial assistance program for households experiencing economic hardship. Customers must be at least past due at least $100 to apply. So unlike USF and LIHEAP, that did not require a past due balance, PAGE does require a past due balance. For those who have already applied for LIHEAP and USF, they can get a supplemental credit for $400. They are encouraged to apply for LIHEAP and USF before applying to PAGE. For those who in a moderate income, they will get a $700 utility credit. Applicants can apply once in 12 months from their grant award date. And this program is available to undocumented households. For a household size of 3, the annual gross income maximum that can be had in the household is $111,918. However, no applicant should have more than $15,000 in liquid assets. The application is open year-round. There are intake agencies that I'm going to share with you at the end of the presentation that they can visit, or they can call 732-389-2204 or visit njpoweron.org to apply. New Jersey shares. New Jersey shares assist households who do not qualify for federal or state energy programs, such as LIHEAP, USF, or PAGE, with their regular New Jersey Shares program, because I want to be clear, because I'm going to talk about the smart utility assistance that does allow for those applicants. But the PAGE, the regular New Jersey Share programs does not, if it's made for those who do not qualify for the program of LIHEAP, USF, and PAGE, and it must present a denial notice and have a good faith payment within the previous 90 days. And they will be able to get up to $700 in assistance. There is also the Smart Utility Assistance Grant, which provides up to $500, and it is a supplemental to the New Jersey Share program. LIHEAP, USF, and PAGE applicants who find themselves with an outstanding balance, even after receiving their benefits, can apply for the New Jersey Share Smart Utility Assistance Grant. These programs are also available to undocumented households. And applicants can apply once in 12 months from the grant award date. The income limits for a household size of 3 would be $7,320. The application is year-round. There are intake agencies. You can, applicants or anyone interested in applying can call 866 New Jersey Shares to apply, or find out agencies where they can go to apply in person. Or the application is downloadable on newjerseyshares.org. New Jersey Lifeline, a utility assistance program made available for those 65 or older, or the individuals who are disabled between the ages of 18 and 64. They must be receiving Social Security Disability Title II benefits in order to be eligible for New Jersey Lifeline. It is a one-time annual benefit of $225. Excuse me. The account is credited to the PSE&G bill. My apologies. For those who do pay for utilities, if they are individuals with heat included in their rent, excuse me, they will receive a check. These income limits are per applicant. They're not household for the entire household. So if the person applying receives no more than $38,769, for someone who is single and applying, and married couples, $45,270 of maximum income. The application is available year-round. Individuals can call to apply at 1-800-792-9745. They can visit the website to apply at aging.nj.gov. Individuals who are already receiving pharmaceutical assistance to the aged and disabled are auto-enrolled in this program. Now on to our eligibility requirements. The eligibility requirements for most of these programs are the same, but other documents may be requested to determine eligibility. Most often, applicants are required to present their Social Security card, proof of income, proof of residence, and utility bill. However, Page does also require a state ID. These are, again, the most common eligibility requirements, and other documentation may be required. The income guidelines will go up as of October 1st for ARP, LIHEAP, USF, and Page. Again, this presentation will be shared with you, and it was created in a way to be a guide if you need to help a constituent with getting payment assistance programs. In Passaic, we have 2 agencies where residents can apply in person for these programs. One is Passaic County Offices of Home Energy Assistance, and the other is Patterson Task Force. I've just realized I didn't update the telephone number, and but before I send out this presentation, I'll be sure to update the telephone number and emails for you so that you have the correct information. My apologies. Passaic and Patterson Task Force are both the agencies that assist and are designated by DCA, the Department of Community Affairs, to administer LIHEAP and USF. And they also assist with the other programs. Online applications are available for ARP, LIHEAP, and USF. You're encouraged to visit PSE&G.com/energy assistance. For Page, njpoweron.org. For NJ Shares, njshares.org. And for New Jersey Lifeline, aging.nj.gov. Alerts. As I mentioned before, we are getting notified about a lot of calls and a lot of scam attempts. And so we wanted to present at least a brief understanding of PSE&G, some tips, and give you the website where you can share information about scams and alerts. Please know that PSE&G would never require a specific payment type, which is most often happening when customers are getting calls. The scammer will ask for a specific payment type and a specific amount. PSE&G normally sends out notices when someone is going to be disconnected, and they should follow that information and should know that we do not ask for a specific payment type. By email, customers are being asked their personal information, and we want you to know that we would not ask that in an email. We would ask that they log into their account information on the website. And in person, if showing up at a customer's door, customers should call 1-800-436-PSE&G or 7734 to verify the person in their presence. This is the only number they should call. They should not call another number that is provided to them. Our customer service representatives can look up the employee and verify. For more tips, please visit PSEG.com/scam alert.
Thank you, Lily. Great job highlighting all the programs. Again, this is Rosa Bagner-Lopez. We have been diligently working with the different groups, and specifically thank you to Sarah and Dave and Paul and Michelle and RPA for always partnering with the Payment Assistance Outreach team to ensure that this information gets conveyed to our customers and many clients of some of the nonprofits that are also joining us today. Thank you again for listening. Like we indicated before, if you have any questions with regards to these programs, feel free to reach out to us at pao@pseg.com. Any questions to PSE&G, please call our call center. We have 2 of them. The 1-800-436-7734. That's available 24/7 for gas leak reporting, for questions with regards to worry-free contracts, with any general questions with regards to the company, construction, anything. If any of your clients or residents are behind on their bills, then they have to call the 1-800-357-2262 to get on a payment plan. As Christy Barone indicated, we are providing payment plans, as we call them, deferred payment arrangements, DPAs. More flexible, depends on what the situation is. It is important to customers to be encouraged to be going to these programs. They're all fully funded, and there's a lot of dollars, as we have heard, from the state available to help those behind on the bill, especially those being affected with the pandemic for the last 2 years. Don't forget to visit our website, pseg.com/help, or in Spanish, pseg.com/ayuda. In there, you will be able to download the applications, get a list of all the agencies. Some of you may know people outside of the Passaic County area, so you can get the list of all the other agencies that are helping in county. These agencies are designated by Department of Community Affairs to help you. Make sure that you reach out to them. And if you are in a different county, they'll direct you to the right agency too. Don't forget about tips. We all need to take on the responsibility to save energy. And if you go to pseg.com/save energy and money, you'll find saving tips of things that you could do, as well as many of the new energy efficiency programs that the company has to offer to low income, moderate income households. Again, thank you and the whole team for contributing to this presentation today. And now we're going to turn it over for question and answers. Lily, do we have any questions?
Just one question I saw in the chat, which was about the income levels in this program. It does not have to be just 3. It is available to 1 to 2 families. So let me read the question. Household size of 3. Are households of 1 and 2 available to apply? So I'm trying to get back to the
To that page, yeah.
Yep. So that we can.
It makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Mhm. Sorry, it's a little slower than usual.
I thought it was me.
No. There we go.
Here we go. We got there.
Yep. So this is the table, and actually it is even up to more than 4. We just wanted to share the most common.
Yeah, if you go to our website, pseg.com/help, effective October 1st, you're going to see the full table for each of the program, the income levels. So you'll be able to, if you have a family that's higher than 4, you'll be able to see what the range is. But what I do want to point that out, when you look at this table, you got monthly gross income for ARP, for LIHEAP and USF. But then Paige looks at the annual gross income. Sometimes they do also can go down to the monthly income, but that's something that the folks that are applying for Paige need to work directly with the agency that is helping them with the Paige application. Shares is gross monthly income. And Lifeline is important. If you have a senior citizen living with you, you got your mom, your father, someone living with you, they may be eligible to receive the benefit of $225 if their income, Social Security check, doesn't reach $38,769. So this is unique. And it's important to also keep that in mind. It's the only program that doesn't look at the household income, but it's the income of the senior or the disabled adult. Any other questions? Sarah, you have any questions, or your team, anybody? We
I
good?
came across, quick question, I came across a senior who receives these checks, but they live in a senior building. So they thought they weren't supposed to cash it, so they keep returning it to the organization that helped them fill it out years ago. So are they supposed to keep that check? They felt bad, like they might go to jail. Or are they supposed to, they've been returning it to the organization, but they still get it. It's a senior.
Is it a New Jersey Lifeline? Do you know if they're receiving PAD, maybe?
Oh, I'm not too sure. They
Okay,
get it, yeah.
So what happens with Lifeline, let's take one program at a time. So if you take Lifeline and they do receive a check, it's going to be in the name of the senior citizen. And it's for them to cash and to use. Not a problem whatsoever, okay? Because as a benefit, if their bill is not in their name, that's when the state decides to send a check. So if that was a senior, most likely it was probably a PAD, the Pharmaceutical for Age and Disabled Program applicant, and they send checks to them. And it's in their name. There's nobody else that's attached to the check. Yes, they can cash it. For LIHEAP and USF, it's a little different because LIHEAP and USF, when they issue a check, that means a public service, electric and gas. When the state sent us the file, we didn't match the account. So when we don't match the account, the state could generate a check. And if the check is in their name only, again, it's the same thing. They could use it to pay the rent. They could use it to pay maybe the gas and electric bill. Like Lily indicated, the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program is a heating program. And if the file that comes in from the state indicating to us that they are, if they are or not our clients, if they're not a heating customer, we do not accept the benefit. So the customer would get a check and then they could bring it to PSE&G, or they could go back to the agency if they do heat with public service and provide the information needed so the record could be corrected. But LIHEAP issues checks, you just see Lifeline issues checks, USF, Page, and New Jersey Shares do not issue any checks. So the only way people can get checks will be through the LIHEAP program or the New Jersey Lifeline program. I hope that helps.
No, absolutely. Thank you. I think there's a question in the chat. I don't want to overstep. Go ahead, Lilia.
So Dave asked a question, which is a great question, and thank you for that, Dave. So from the presentation, it said in USF residents are automatically enrolled if past 60 days. So what they're auto enrolled to in past 60 days is Fresh Start. But with USF, when they apply for LIHEAP, it's one application for 3 programs. So there's 2 different things. So when they present an application for LIHEAP, they are applying for USF. However, when they, if they are right now with Fresh Start and the changes that were made, and we'll go through this up until the end of September 2023. Anyone who has a past due balance of greater than $60 will be auto enrolled into Fresh Start. I hope that answers your question.
They cannot apply for Fresh Start. They must apply for USF. Once they apply for USF and they qualify for USF and they start receiving either minimum $5 or $180 per commodity, meaning per service, gas and electric, then they could be in the Fresh Start. And they'll receive a letter. We would send them a reminder if they miss any other payments, because they need to pay their monthly current bills for the next 12 months in order to receive forgiveness of their past due balances. It's a great program to completely wipe out their back to balances.
And even the changes that have been made, right, Rosa, for this temporary time period through September 2023 of how Fresh Start is calculated for an individual. Every time you make a payment, a certain amount of your past due balance is reduced.
Yeah.
So in the past, an eligible applicant would have had to pay the consistent 12 months and then receive the debt forgiveness. From now until September 2023, and we don't have any word if this is going to be extended, we just know for sure that through September 2023, they break down the past due balance when applied and break that down into 12 months, and a certain amount of that is actually forgiven monthly.
Yeah, I always like to use the sample of $10,000.
Yeah, because it's easier.
Assuming that you owe $10,000 for PSE&G, we divide that by 12. That's $833 a month. So every time you pay your bill, so like you get your bill now for September and you pay it in October, you get that $833 deducted from the Fresh Start balance that originally you had. So it's a little complicated program. There's been changes, like Lily indicated in the last for the last season, and it will continue through next season that starts now October 1st. But those customers, if they have any questions, any Fresh Start customers that they already enroll in the program, not that they want to enroll in the program because we can't put them in Fresh Start. They have to be already USF customers. They have any questions, they can go to our customer service centers. They could call the 800 number, 1-800-357-2262, and our representative can help them to understand where they're at, how much they have to pay to continue receiving forgiveness. If there's estimated bills, we may have to make some adjustment on the amount of money that is actually in the bucket, as I call it, the bucket of Fresh Start back to balances. But don't send them to the agencies. The agency has no control of the Fresh Start program. The Fresh Start program is the only portion of all the programs that you heard that we, PSE&G, our team, Payment Assistance Outreach, is responsible. And the agencies know how to contact us directly, and the customer service centers will send us an email and let us know to review the account, and we'll make sure that we provide any information or clarification for customers that have maybe a little confused on what to pay or not to pay, how much to pay a month. All of that is breaking down on the bill, but if they still have a question, they can reach out to PSE&G at 1-800-357-2262. Thank you.
There's another question, and it says, so it looks like residents can apply for multiple programs. Can old balances be paid by these programs, or does the customer have to be, let me scroll down a little bit. I scrolled down too much, sorry. So it looks like, okay, can old balances be paid by these programs, or does the customer have to be paying something? So when we say old balance, I want to be clear. This will take care of any past due balance. However, if a customer has one account for one place and another account for their new place, because sometimes that happens, right? They can only use the current account. Any closed accounts, this cannot go, they cannot apply for these programs.
Yeah, to apply for any energy
assistance program, they have to be current.
You're applying using the active contract account number. That's how you have to put on the application. And the application should be online or could be in person. It has to be the active account. If they have a back to bill for 10 years ago, that there's no program to pay back the bills. This is only for active contract account numbers.
Yeah, so the next question was about agencies to apply. The two agencies that I listed here, which is the County of Passaic has a home energy assistance office in the county building. And then Passaic, Patterson Task Force is the other agency that assists.
Yeah, there's two agencies and I have them right here in front. We'll update the presentation to ensure that we have all the locations that each of the agencies have. But the County of Passaic, they have the main offices in Totowa Business Center, 930 Riverview Drive, Suite 250 in Totowa. And they have another office in Patterson, and it's 301 Main Street, Center City Mall, right in the mall where PSE&G is located on the U level. And they also have another office in Passaic, and it's in the Passaic City Hall. That's one agency, 3 locations. And then the other agency is Patterson Task Force. They're located in 213 Broadway, Patterson. And they have another location in 32-34 Circle Avenue in Patterson. So there's 2 agencies, and it's up, the customer could, if they don't get the benefit automatically because they're not on PAD or maybe even food stamp, they can go to either agency to receive service. You know, it's not, there's no problem. Whatever agency they decide to go.
And that's more specifically, those agencies are designated for Lightkeep and USF through DCA to assist with intake. Shares and Page may list other agencies throughout the county that can assist us.
Yeah, for Passaic, for Page, for sure, I know that New Family Services, they actually have for Page. But if you call that number that Lily put on the flyer, the 732-389-2204, or you can call New Jersey Shares at 1-866-657-4273. They'll tell you which agency can help for Page and New Jersey Shares. But don't forget that either program you can apply online. So for Page, njpoweron.org, or for Shares, njshares.org.
And these agencies also do outreach and enrollment sessions. So depending on the agency, they can help or a customer who is homebound can also call DCA to apply for some of these programs, or directly the numbers that have been provided so that they can apply as well. New Jersey Share has a number that I shared. So does Page and Lifeline.
Any other question, Lily?
No, that's it.
You're on the hour. That's
Yes.
awesome. Yeah, we
Yes.
did it.
So
Thank
unless,
you again. Thank you again, everybody. And hopefully we'll get this presentation with the recording out to all of those that register. Even if they have not attended, we can get that out. And feel free to share with anybody that could benefit from this information. Thanks again.
thank you.
Bye-bye.